The old way of sending messages from one country to another was with birds. And yes, those same pigeons that eat bread in your balcony or garden are the exact birds that people used to do instant messaging with. It wasn't so instant. It used to take them about 8 hours to fly from one country to another, or a little bit more sometimes. But I'm about to share with you a secret. How it's possible that a bird can know where it's going to go to without having Waze installed in its tiny little brain. And it's basically very intriguing. You should ask yourself, how can it be that you could send a message with a bird and then it will go to the exact location that you would want it to go? So for example, if I'm here in America and I wanted to send to the UK and a message, I could take a pigeon, put a note underneath its feet, tie it up, and it will fly all the way to the exact address that I want it to go to. Do you think that's not possible? Well, I'm about to share with you how the hell that's possible. But before I go on, I want to give credit to the one who made this possible, and of course, that's the God Almighty. Because when God created the world, he knew that there has to be a way to send messaging from one place to another. Now, before WhatsApp and messaging came along, there must have been a natural way of doing things, just like with everything else. With fire, they used to scratch two rocks together and then you'd create a flame. With some fuel, I don't know how they did it. But of course, the same applies to messaging. And now I'm going to reveal to you the secret, how exactly this was possible. Okay, so basically the rule is, even though it was inbuilt in nature that birds can fly, will always go back to where they came from. So let's say you take a bird from the UK, West End, certain address. Let's just call it 112 Westminster Street. You see a bird right outside there all the time. It's the same bird. And they love going back to where they live. If you take that bird and put it in a box and fly all the way to the USA, to Washington, D.C., and then you tie a note on that pigeon's feet, and then you let that pigeon fly, it will fly all the way back to the UK, 112 Westminster Street. And that's how you could send a message from the US all the way to the UK. Now, the funny thing is you have to kind of carry those birds on your back. You have to take them with you, carry them all the way from the UK via ship all the way to the USA in order to get one instant message. Now, you can imagine how grateful we should be for WhatsApp, that literally you don't have to travel with like 8 birds, then you've got 8 instant messaging credits, which you can then use in order to communicate with people in another country. We're lucky we don't have to do that. We really are. Because back in the day, the only way of sending a message was by actually importing the bird from that location. And that's how they used to do it. And it's amazing that a bird that didn't see it didn't see the journey. It could have been with a black box where it couldn't see where it was going, can feel with its senses that God instilled inside that bird, where it can now see where it can feel kind of where it's supposed to go to, and then it ends up exactly at home. It's interesting because I heard a similar story. Someone I once knew, they wanted to get rid of their dog. Now, let's not get into like dogs and their feelings. They just didn't want their dog anymore. So they drove it all the way from their home, all the way to the beach, which is about a 2-hour drive. And guess what? The very next day, the dog managed to find its way home. Now, obviously, these animals don't have GPS. They don't have brains. They have brains, but how the hell could a dog or a bird find their way home by smelling? Or it just amazes me, and it just proves the existence of God. If that's all I have to say in this video, is that blatantly there is a God in this world based on this. Anyway, thank you for watching this video. If you like this video, subscribe to my channel. I am much more than just entertainer. I share AI tools, and sometimes I give you financial tips. And basically, if you look at my channel, you'll see a bunch of videos, and each and every one is going to change your life. So thank you for watching, subscribe, and see you soon.